Hey, welcome to Cars to Yards, a sports car and the sports podcast, coming to you from Adventure Stadium on top of Adventure Begins Comics and Games. I'm with Sam.
Hey guys.
So it's been a minute.
Yes.
Sports-wise, what you been watching? Did you watch
All of it?
Did you watch the Superb Owl that was on? Or
I did. The Superb Owies.
Yeah.
Ouchies.
Yeah.
I did. I did watch it.
What did you think? What were your thoughts on the final game of the NFL season?
So out of that game, I was definitely rooting for the Chiefs. We had kind of talked about it before. I was definitely in for the Chiefs. I'm a Chris Jones, Travis Kelce fan than I am a Mahomes fan. Don't get me wrong. I love Mahomes' dad. I watched, sports fanatic, watched baseball, played softball growing up. So I knew his dad. So I grew up, all of that.
Right.
So I'm a fan of his arm. I'm a fan of what he can do, but I like my defensive players. I like my wide receivers, my tight ends, because I feel like even though some of them get the hype they deserve, a lot of them don't. And honestly, Chris Jones is one of them, in my opinion. Chris Jones does not get the respect he deserves when he's out on that field. He does fantastic. And he showed that during the Super Bowl. He cut down so much of the stuff that could have happened and they could have lost.
Oh, yeah.
The other side is Travis Kelce. Let me tell you, that boy is crazy. But did you see how open he was all game long?
Yeah.
Like, going in, the Eagles should have known going into this game, the person you double, triple, quadruple team and leave everybody else open is Travis Kelce. He has hands for days. But they left him open all game.
I don't think it's that they left him open or didn't know. I think that they can't stop him because it reminds me. It reminds me. Speaking of another Kansas City player, it reminds me of Tony Gonzalez when he was up and coming, and he was the first of like the hybrid. Like, oh, this guy played basketball. He can jump really high.
He can jump real high. He knows how to catch. He knows how to do it with his hands.
And then it's like. And then no one was able to plan for Gronk for like 9 years straight. Right. So I think Kelsey's just the new.
He's just the new guy.
The new one.
Yeah, and it's fantastic watching him, and on the Eagle. And don't get me wrong, some of the Eagles plays fantastic. Yeah. The fact that Jalen Hurts went in for 2 touchdowns.
He rushed for 3.
3.
Which
he rushed for 3.
So most for a quarterback, but also ties Terrell Davis for rushing touchdowns, and then threw another one. So he had 4.
He had 4 total, but 3 he did himself.
Yeah.
That is unheard of out of a quarterback. Like, you get them rushing.
Right.
You get the quarterback sneaks. You get the cool little, I need to get here, and there. But I mean, like, that's unheard of out of a quarterback. Yeah. And he's also one of those super versatile players because if memory serves correctly, he didn't start off as a quarterback. I mean, he was a backup, but he didn't start off. He started off, tight end, wide receiver, kind of trying to be that where his team needed him. And then he came into his own at the quarterback.
Right. And then his... not issues, but his overcoming adversity in college.
Yes.
Being, kind of unwanted by a team, and then coming into the Eagles and being almost like an immediate leader. Yeah. I did feel bad, speaking of Kelsey, for his brother, who plays an even less glamorous position on the Eagles.
He played a hard game.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like, that was one of the things when my husband and I were watching it. Don't get me wrong, we were both rooting for the Chiefs, but we were just rooting for the brothers in general because it's such a unique experience. Not only do you personally get to play in a big game like that, but you get to play in a game like that with the brother, with the sibling that this is a passion you both share. This is a passion you're both wanting and you just love it. And you guys get to share this moment.
Yeah.
On opposite ends. How often
Did you see how the mom was dressed?
Oh, yeah. She's always got her split jerseys on.
The split hoodie, split jersey, split shoes, everything.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And and as a military wife and a military daughter, the tribute to Pat Tillman at the beginning was fantastic.
Absolutely.
I thought that was super sweet. It was a great way to honor him, his life in football, his life out of football. It was very sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's synonymous with, patriotism and that idea of like giving up everything for your country.
Yeah.
And that really, I mean, I remember that that's around the time I was really into sports when I was younger, and just, hearing that news and knowing that he left the game at the top.
Yeah.
He as one of the top players.
As one of the top players.
As his position at safety, and then that, tragedy happened, but because it was in Arizona, obviously, place to do that.
Yes.
So
it was very sweet.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, with as amazing as the game was, a little bit lackluster those last 2 minutes, just because you feel bad.
I was all excited for this fight to the Spartan fight to the death kind of thing, and then it just was kind of
like maybe they trade touchdowns or trade field goals, but then I mean, you can't blame the Chiefs because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. You're supposed to do what you can. You got that penalty called,
you run out the clock.
Yep.
I get that, but it's just like, you almost wish I wouldn't want them to do anything unsportsmanlike, but I was thinking in my brain, like, can the Eagles just jump offside 50 times and win a war of attrition to where the Chiefs are just like, just
take it, just go.
And they got the Hail Mary, and then Jalen Hurts probably wishes he could have that throwback, but I mean, no, not many people can throw it 70 yards anyway.
No. The biggest thing I liked is afterwards they were doing old school, the skills tests that they used to do, and the biggest one was all the different quarterbacks lined up doing the throw the ball test to see who could throw the farthest.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see all of that, to go back through and to see all that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the game was just crazy.
It was.
But there is a potential for, the second only overtime, like we said, and for them to both be in the 40s. But it ends 38-35.
It did.
And, I mean, I think both teams scripted everything. Like, if you would have told the Chiefs, hey, you're going to score 38, they would have taken it. If you would have told the Eagles you're going to score 35, they'd take it. But they just... The Chiefs really got that momentum back when they had the 2 touchdowns almost back to back within that minute off the clock or whatever.
And I think them being down at going into the half, they were down by 10. That is the most Kansas City has been down in a long time going into a half.
Right.
And I think that just kind of helped that momentum to when, okay, we know we're getting the ball when we get back on the field. We know this is what we got to do. This is our plan of attack. And they just went for it. Balls to the walls, just went for it.
And then the MVP had to be whoever wrapped Patrick Mahomes' ankle, right?
Yes, that team trainer is MVP. I don't care what anybody says. That person needs a raise.
Yeah, and trainers have been getting a lot of love and recognition, rightfully so.
Yes,
especially after the Hamlin thing, right? But
and not just that, but this entire season there has been more injuries this season than I have seen in my lifetime in watching the sport.
It's been a lot.
And I will tell you, these trainers are fantastic. They know what they're doing. They practice. And like we were talking about earlier, the Hamlin thing, that trainer, because they have all these meetings before the big games on what to do, who to call, where to react, do those things. But it was fantastic. And those trainers need raises, all of them across the board.
And I would say Super Bowl halftime MVP was Rihanna. A lot of people are like, oh, well, there was no guest stars. There was no this. It's like, one...
Does she need a guest star?
Well, she had a guest star with her.
I mean,
that she brought with presenting to the world, which was great. And also, her stage was something out of Smash Brothers video game,
was
which
really,
I was
really
scared.
Neat.
I'm never usually scared for the performers when someone's gonna fall off this platform.
Right.
But luckily they didn't.
I do have to say I did like her ASL interpreter.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they get enough recognition either. No. They do get awarded, they do get announced and things like that, but I mean, to be able to do that, especially to a Rihanna song, and not just one, but like 40, I know it wasn't really 40, but like 40 songs in a row and be up and be caught up and know which ones, like that is hard.
Absolutely.
Hard.
But it's good to see them, promoting accessibility and finally getting around to doing that. Like, took them 57 Super Bowls, but yeah. But everyone, to be fair, works.
They work super hard.
And it's been only improving. Well, Rihanna doesn't have trading cards, at least not current ones. I'm sure maybe there's some out there, but
I'm sure there's some out there somewhere.
I don't know if she's been in like these like Leaf pop culture sets, but
now I'm gonna go look.
Go look. But Chiefs cards, because of this, are skyrocketing, and
they are.
One of my favorite sets of the year actually just came out. That's the 2022 Donruss.
Yes, the 2022 Donruss football. Let me tell you, we've been opening some of those since they released on Wednesday. They look stellar.
Yeah,
I love these. We did have a guy pull so he bought a couple of boxes. He pulled a downtown Justin Herbert.
Wow. All right.
And a Night Moves.
Okay.
Now my brain just died on the person.
But
those are two case hits.
Yeah. And
it wasn't even the best downtown.
Right.
My favorite downtowns that are only in this 2022 Donruss is these Super Bowl downtowns. Now, disclaimer, they are not the most current Super Bowl. It's everything before, from the very first Super Bowl up until 56. All of those players are in these Super Bowl downtowns, and they look fantastic.
Are those like vintage players too, like Joe Namath and Unitas?
You have everybody from the very first Super Bowl up until Super Bowl 56 are in the Super Bowl downtowns.
Nice.
Those are also case hits.
Oh yeah,
they are fantastic.
Absolutely,
fantastic.
And obviously they have the 2022 rookie class.
Yes, they do.
What's most likely going to be, unless he changes his mind for a nighttime?
Yes.
Tom Brady's last season.
Active
season to have a card.
You get them legends and you get all the cool, things like that. But definitely, it will definitely be a last active Tom Brady card.
Right. But of course, base cards of all the playoff stars like Mahomes, Kelsey, Jalen Hurts, Burrow, Brady, as mentioned.
Yep.
Each hobby box is going to have one auto, one memorabilia.
Yes.
A total of 42 inserts, which sounds like a lot.
But to be fair, these inserts are specific inserts.
Oh, yeah.
They're not just like, oh, this one's purple. Oh, this one's green. No, these are like, this is a Gridiron Kings insert. This sets. My favorite one is the, I don't think it's not on there. Cool. So it is a like oil paint.
Oh, okay.
Of the player, and the name is the full name. It is their full legal birth name.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the card. And the birth name is in like a special like bronze color, but the paint, like the picture itself is like an oil painting.
Okay, cool.
That set is fantastic.
And in addition to that, you also have like 16 parallels, which would be the purple, the reds,
the greens.
They seem to invent.
They seem to invent colors.
At some point, they're going to have so many. It's going to be like that 96 box of Crayola,
712, or
they're going to have so many. They're going to have to start using like those the paint numbers.
They also have 18 rated rookies in this box, and that's a lot.
And rated rookies is like one of those classic, going back to like King Griffey Jr. and like 89.
And some of the rookies you're looking for, like always, Garrett Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Aiden Hutchinson, like those people are what you're looking for, and they are also in those that portrait, that illustrated portrait that I was telling you about. Let me tell you, they look fantastic.
And then, of course, like the Super Bowl downtowns you mentioned.
Yep.
Then you have like the black press proof die cut 101, laundry tag shield brand players 101. So more of the high end memorabilia too.
And that's the greatest thing. This box has all of these 1-of-1s, has all of these cool, hits and things like that. And the box itself is like $260, $270.
Yeah, for today's prices,
it's a super affordable box.
Right.
for everything that you're getting. Like, you're getting 2 different downtowns. Mm-hmm. You're getting the Night Moves case hit. You get a laundry tag, a shield tag, a brand tag, a player's tag, and all of those are 1-of-1s. That is almost like unheard of to get that many types of 1-of-1s in a box.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what sport it is. Like, it's crazy.
Absolutely. So going from a sport that ended to a sport that's just beginning.
Yes.
Which it doesn't even feel, maybe it's because of the Astros and World Series hangover and like that, but it doesn't seem like it should be spring training yet, even though I know it's spring.
Yeah, we've got like, what, mid-March?
Yeah.
Beginning of April is when technical spring training is, but you know there's always those extra
pitchers and catchers reporting early.
Are always the early.
Just in time for Topps 2023 Series 1 baseball, which is the flagship. What's the 71st year of it?
Yes.
And then people coming off of the high from Topps Update, which was voted, set of the year by a lot of collectors and breakers mostly because of Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Jeremy Pena, of course.
Pena's. The best thing I like about that they did for this set, Topps changed the way the cards look this year.
Oh, yeah.
And it is fantastic. But the biggest thing I really liked is the silver packs they put in them. The hobby box, you get 1 silver pack. The jumbo box, you get 2 silver packs. And in these silver packs, you do get parallels, you can get numbers and things like that. But all of them are, for lack of a better term, shiny.
Yeah, it's
like they're not base silver packs like they used to be in the past.
It's like Mojo Prism, I think they're called.
And that's really neat to me because, before when you would get a silver pack, 90% of them were, of a base style. They weren't, the big fancy shiny things. But this one, they did really well. I was super excited.
And color parallels and autos possible in those.
Yes.
And then I think,
you can get our boys special things for the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
In these packs.
Like the relics inserts and the
you also
autos.
Get autos.
And,
you can get a Pena auto out of this.
Right.
It's really, really cool. I'm super excited.
And then the big fish everyone's going to try to catch is Adley Rutschman for the Orioles.
Yes.
Number 1 prospect. Mm-hmm. And then some other players look for Josh Smith from the Rangers.
Yep.
Winkowski from the Sox. Leon Sosa from the other Sox, the White Sox.
1 red, 1 white.
Yeah, Nolan Gorman from the Cardinals and Michael Grove from the Dodgers. There'll be some Astros prospects sprinkled in, but it's a 330 card set. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing they changed, which is insane to me, like if there's any completionists out there, Topps needs to apologize. But in the past, they selected the cream of the crop players, and they had like SP variations and SSP.
Yes.
Now it's 1 SSP variation, but it's all 330 players. It is absolutely bonkers. Julio Rodriguez, there's a picture of him in the dugout with the Mariners painted Darth Vader helmet.
Yes.
Which is insane to me.
We had someone pull it here the other day.
No way. Yes. That is nuts. I have no clue what that's going for.
So rough estimate from what I've seen doing my research, anywhere between 18 and 32.
Yeah, because
and that's just that is not graded. That is just in a penny sleeve, in a top loader, put up on eBay. And that's just me doing my research so that way I can kind of give, our customers here a decent amount. But
because I've even seen common players for going like 125.
Yeah.
And I think even though there's 330 of them, they're all SSP. Mm-hmm. So I believe it's 1 in 4 jumbo boxes, which is quite a bit.
Yeah. And the biggest difference about them is if you look at the regular card and then you look at your SSP card. The SSP card, the tops is gold, where the regular is silver. And then when you flip them, the SSP is in gigantic letters.
Thank goodness.
Like, you cannot miss that.
Because in the past, you had to Google what is the card number, and they had like the code on the bottom. You're like, what's going on?
Like, you have to point it a certain way and put it up to the light and like squint with your left eye or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, this is in gigantic letters. Like, if you miss it, you deserve to miss it.
And the Astros ones are great because it's all World Series celebration.
They are.
With like champagne goggles on Jordan and all that.
My favorite one that I've seen so far, Astro-wise, is the Altuve one. It's just him like just sitting there kind of like squatting with a little happy face.
Yeah.
It is the greatest one ever.
That's definitely where they've used their best photography is those SP and SSP. But now I can't fathom the amount of money it would take to put a set together of that now. So good luck if you're a completionist out there.
The one thing that I am trying to complete out of this set, and it's total random, but it's the manufactured relics. So they normally do the cool relics, and when they do the logo relics, it's normally on like a piece of fabric or something. These are rubber. These are like that cool little like rubber felting, and they're not normal colors. They are like neon colors.
That's like
it is the coolest thing.
City variation, right? So the Astros is the Space City patch.
Yes. My favorite one so far that I've seen pulled, I have not done, but pulled in other breaks and stuff, is the San Francisco. It is like a bright teal color with pink lettering.
Yeah.
It is the coolest thing ever.
Absolutely, and it makes those manufactured relics a little more bearable because it's kind of cheap when they're like, oh, here's a not a jersey or whatever, right? but those are the exception because that's something that people are really gonna seek out.
Yeah, I think, and then you also, depending on the box, will get an auto, you'll get a mem, you'll get the manufactured relic. You do get one home run challenge, which that's pretty neat. You scratch off the back, you follow the instructions. So pretty much from the instructions, from what I can see and what I've heard, is you pick a game that the person on the cover will hit a home run. If you do, you get to go to the home run derby for free.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, hello, I'm in. 1,000%. You can also get 5 gold foil parallels. Yeah,
and those are jumbo, and those hobby jumbo only. Yeah.
Yes, that's
another enticement of that. You get the 2 silver packs, like you said, and then the odds are way better.
Are like huge in the jumbos.
I think you get 3 or 4 golds, which are all numbered to 2023. And then, of course, the Mother's Day out of 50, the Father's Day out of 50, the Independence Day out of 76. They have some other, like we said, they're like inventing
there's the
colors
lumber cards. You have like like I said, the home run challenges. You have the cut signatures, 1-of-1s, and things like that. My other favorite is the player, also known as
the AKA,
the AKA ones. Yeah. Those are some pretty, like, just the artwork in those cards are legit, for sure.
And then if you're looking to really hit the lotto, you got like the cut signatures, the 1-of-1s of Hall of Famers, but and it's a fun set,
and it's neat to see those cut signatures and what they grab the signatures out of. Like there has been, my favorite one is a check. It's a checkbook.
A lot of cut signatures are checks.
They are.
That's what.
That's what you had to pay with. For the longest time, were just checks. So,
and for those of you who don't know, a check is a paper debit card that you had to sign and fill it out.
You had to fill it out, and then you had to make sure that your money stayed in the bank for at least 2 weeks before it came out.
Almost every cut signature I've seen is like of a check.
Yeah. It's been, but it's great. It's hilarious.
And then, so you had mentioned liking the design. This is the first time, I think, maybe since 2009, that they have the player's face on the card. Like in addition to the photo.
The little photos they bring up when they come out on the field.
It's like a lower third graphic with the face. I kind of like that.
I like the new design. I think it's really neat. And I think it'll help those of a younger generation that are getting into the hobby or getting into the sport kind of recognize these players a lot easier. Because they're not just seeing it on the screen or not just seeing it in person. They get to see it on their cards, too.
And there was 2 suggestions they took from the fans. One is, please stop with the tiny rookie card logo.
Because,
so they made a giant... So now they made it bigger than it ever used to be. And then also, you can read the players' names. Imagine that. Because sometimes they'll put like the foil where you can't.
Yes, you can't really read it. You have to like look at it in the right light.
Yeah,
and all of that,
and also clean border.
Yes,
right, and then
there are still centering problems.
Sure,
like there is with everything.
I mean and they printed a lot, so
they printed a huge amount. But to be honest, the cards, I have not seen that many. QA has done a lot better with these cards.
Yes.
I have not seen many with roll marks. I've not seen many with bumped corners.
Right.
I mean, centering is always an issue, but that just is kind of cards across the board. But, I mean, it's been great.
And just like last year with 1987 design, this is the 35th anniversary 88. So it's the 88 design for the parallels and also like the Mojo Prism cards.
And my favorite things so far about the signatures and stuff is some of those are on those 35 anniversary editions.
Yeah.
They're super cool, super neat.
Absolutely. Well, then going to another sport, we have, March Madness around the corner. We're
like, what, a week and a half away?
Yeah. We're at the All-Star break for NBA. There's going to be Rockets involved in that. Jabari Smith's in the skills competition, and also he and Jalen Green and Sagoon they're doing like a new format of the Rising Stars Challenge. So it's like 4 smaller teams and they do like a tournament. And they're actually putting the G League, like the Gatorade sponsored D League, the Ignite team. So players that are not even in the NBA, they're going to be one of the 4. Nice. So it's going to be kind of like a pre-draft workout.
We like that.
But you are going to be doing a WNBA break on March 16th.
We have 2 breaks for March Madness.
All right.
We do have a WNBA break March 16th. Victoria and I are actually going to be opening some boxes for that. So you can go to our shop online and register there. If you come into the store, you can buy there. It's $15 a slot. So it's really not that bad. It's not horribly priced. You get your teams, get your cards. And then at the end of the month, we are doing a men's basketball break because that's kind of towards the end where we are kind of closer to the Final Four, kind of closer to that, those
Which is going to be in Houston.
Yes.
Yep.
We are super excited. So then we will also be doing, and it's the same thing. You can buy your spots online at our shop, or you can buy them in the store. But we're super excited. Victoria and I are going to do both of those. And we're just super excited to get some basketball out. Victoria and I are secret lovers of basketball.
Yeah.
But we have to keep that to ourselves because everybody's about football and baseball.
I mean, yeah. It just depends on the time of the year, I think.
And with March Madness around the corner.
But baseball is really trying to steal the shine of hockey and basketball right now by coming back already.
Yes.
So.
I mean, spring training can't ever start too early, right?
Absolutely right. And then as far as there's actually a non-sport
there is
card on here, which I'm excited about. So coming off the success of Into the Spider-Verse, which was obviously, a theatrical release, and then the Disney Plus series WandaVision.
Yes.
Now Upper Deck has Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
And that's going to obviously have autographs of Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, and all the other cast.
I've been impressed with these cards.
Yeah.
And I am really, for me, and these entertainment cards, it's really hard for me to get behind a lot of them because either they're just QA just misses a lot, or they just aren't up to snuff as with some of the other cards.
Yeah.
But I have been super excited about these cards. Like, Upper Deck has done a fantastic job with these, especially even the Spider-Verse and the WandaVision ones. They have done fantastic. The autos are fantastic. The parallels are great. And your percentages in these are really good comparatively to other cards and card boxes.
And then, of course, with most comic cards, some of the big chases are like the original sketches.
Yep.
I can't remember if those are 2 or 3 per case for this product. But then you also have printing plates. They have several parallels. They have like the red, white, and blue parallels, the purple Baron Zemo parallels, red Falcon, blue Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Some of those are still serial numbered, I think, till as low as 25.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
but they have been fantastic from what I've seen.
For any fans of I like the old, TV show card days. Yes. So it's reminiscent of that. And
I really like that.
And these sets are pretty feasible for a set collector. It's like, I think, either 90 or 100 card base set. So
it's super, super feasible. Great. And to be honest, they've been fantastic. Mm-hmm. Like I'm with you. I like the old style cards, the old like TV style, things. And it's been really interesting.
And to be honest, obviously I'm biased, but you guys have like the best prices around for that stuff.
We do.
You really do.
We really do.
Like I was walking around TriStar and unmatched. Really unmatched.
It is. And we try to keep it so that way we're competitive. We try to keep it so that way we're still within the market value, but we're not trying to gouge you out of your pocketbook.
Right.
Because we all understand that this is a hobby. It's not a life or death. This is what I have to do. It's a hobby. And we understand that hobbies get expensive, but we try to keep it reasonable.
Absolutely. Anything else going on? Because there's a event coming up, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the 24th of February is National Trading Card Day. It is not backed by anybody.
Yeah, it's just...
The government of America decided that we needed a National Trading Card Day. So, because, I subscribe to the national calendar. When it's like National Ice Cream Day.
Talk like a pirate. Right. All that, yeah.
So, National Trading Card Day is the 24th of February. We are hosting a little event here. So, what it is you bring me 3 cards. We ask that they stay under like $30 a card, but really it's up to you. You give them to one of us here, one of the employees. You get to pick a ticket, if there's a red ticket, a blue ticket, and a white ticket. And there will be 3 stations that you get to go and choose from. You can choose a sports card or a TCG card, either one, and that's your trade for the day.
Okay.
The race team that we sponsor will also be here with their special made trading cards.
Okay.
Between 4 and 6 to come, and they'll do signs. There'll also be some raffles going on and things like that. But yeah, 3 cards. You bring them to myself or Lou, Rich, any of the guys. You get a ticket. You get to pick. It's kind of like a blind grab bag. You get some goodies and you get a cool card.
Okay, cool. Great way to promote the hobby.
I know. So, isn't it fantastic? I was super excited when I saw this come up because it's a new thing that they announced like mid-January, and I jumped on it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that sounds fun. So lots of products.
Yes.
Topps 2023, that's the flagship. Everyone waits for that.
Yes.
Donruss is one of my favorite sets of the year with the rated rookies, like you said. And then I'm all about like the Marvel cards, and they've been banging out the
and they've been doing a fantastic job doing it too.
Absolutely. For word of the day or glossary term of the day, I'm going to go with Mojo Prism.
Heck yeah!
And as you said, it's shiny. It's shiny.
I mean,
people love shiny.
Kind of close.
Yeah, a Mosaic's similar. Yeah,
Mosaic.
Absolutely.
So the shiny, and how it's kind of got that little X pattern. That's kind of what the Mojo Prisms look like, and they are super shiny.
But people love those shiny cards, and like you said, you get 2 packs if you get the Hobby Jumbo.
Yes,
and then 1 pack
if you just get the regular Hobby. Yep.
And again, you guys have great prices on that. So,
we do.
And then I think there's just been a lot of breaking going on too. So go to the site. The upcoming WNBA break, the other basketball break.
Yeah, we have basketball breaks. We have a football break. We have even a baseball break coming. So I mean, definitely check us out on the website. Check us out on our Twitch channel. All of the goodies, social medias, fantastic.
Absolutely. So. That's a lot of stuff going on. So get into Adventure Begins into the Adventure Stadium up top and check out all these cards and events.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. So for Sam, I'm Mark, and this has been Cards to Yards. We'll see you next time.
Well, gang, that's all for today's episode. So join us next week. Cards to Yards brought to you by the Adventure Stadium and the Adventure Begins. Again, we're located off 1488 and Woodland Square Boulevard. See you next time.